What's up, guys? Today I'm installing a jack point using the OEM bash bar without having to buy an expensive one and replace the OEM bash bar that holds the bumper. So today I'm going to be showing you that. Okay, first things first is you want to detach the bumpers on the corners. The next step is you want to come inside the trunk. You want to take out this black trim here. So it's all these little clips here. So now that this back trim is off, you can access the 3 bolts that hold on the bumper here. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Slide right off. You actually have to remove all these little clips from the bumper. They look like this. Little plastic. So you have to remove them along here and on the other side. I'd buy replacement ones just so you can put new ones in. So now that the crash bar is taken out, you want to get these 2 bolts out. So now that the crash bar is off, you put these back in its place. And you'll have to measure a bar that goes from here to this one. And I've already got it cut out. It's 32.5 inches. Half an inch down on both sides is where you're gonna make your notch. So now that that pipe's in there, you're gonna want to cut another pipe. This one's 7.5 inches long, and then halfway down is a notch. So the way I cut this is when it bolts up here, when it welds up here, it sticks out just past the spare wheel well. And just so you know, I think this is 1.5 inches. I think this piping is 1.5 inches. Okay, the rest of it, this is the jack point. I built it so that way it fits inside of the jack. This is going to weld here. When this is welded up to the rest, I have these triangles cut out that's going to go like this to help reinforce it. I think it's 4.5 this way, 4.5 this way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and tack this. See, I have the space evened out back here on both sides. And then I push this along up against the spare wheel well. So that way it's all the way back. I'm using a titanium 200 welder from Harbor Freight. I got the MIG bottle hooked up, and it's also in the 220 plug currently. You need it to be the 220 just because we're welding so thick of steel. Because on 110 it can only weld so deep. It's like a 1/8 inch thick. So you'll need the, it's a 240 volt, 1/8 inch thick. So that's what I'll be welding today. Good. Now that it's tacked, it's not going anywhere, and you can throw a full bead on the sides. It's tacked pretty good. Weld it up. These bolts out.
Make sure when you're welding on your car, you disconnect your battery from frying your ECU.
There you go. Check out those beads. I'm not a professional, but those will definitely hold up. Just double layered that last weld.
Wow, that looks pretty if you ask me.
Looks pretty.
Looks perfect.
I'm no welder, but you can call me a welder now. Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Just finding center. It's 32. Half of 32 is 16. So I found the center. I found the center here. I've grinded off the paint. I'm getting ready to put this up here. Found the center, line it up, and then I have this little level on the side. That way I can know if it's sideways or not. And just get the bubble even, get the bubble straight, and then you tack it. before we go any further, I just wanted to make sure these triangles fit.
Okay, well I might need to grind that down a little bit.
Grind down this corner, make it round.
Came out kind of crooked.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna eyeball the center. Okay, so I've got the triangle pieces cut out. They're grinded down at a 45 here, so that way the filler of the welder will fill it in, right? And then I've got the paint grinded down here, underneath here, here, and here. All these corners, so it's all ready to tack. This corner is rounded off as well, so that way it tucks up into this weld that's already here. Those don't look good at all. Don't look at them. It's fine. It's fine.
Let me weld the back.
So this is the bash bar, final product. Got all the welds done. I've grinded down most of them, and I'm getting ready to paint it right now. The one reason that I like this idea over a replacement one from like Street Faction that's 400 is the Street Faction one does away with the OEM toe point, and I like this because you get to keep the OEM toe point and you get to keep the OEM crash bar that holds the bumper. Painting the bash bar, it's not the prettiest thing, but like I said, it's functional. It still has the OEM screw point, the toe point. You can use the OEM bash bar that holds the bumper. It's going to be covered up. I just finished painting it, like I said. So this is what it looks like on the car. This doesn't interfere with the crash bar at all. You might have to cut out a little section of the bumper, just at the very bottom of it, just so that you can get the jack on that. So that's gonna wrap up the video, guys. I would show y'all putting back on the bumper, but I stripped the bolts in my crash bar. So I have another one at home, but I can't put it on right now. I'm just gonna throw my bumper in my car and head home. But thank y'all guys so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. You don't have to spend a lot of money on a Street Faction bar. You can build one at home. This was just some scrap metal that I had laying around. Thank you for watching, guys. See ya.